This tutorial is for my dear friend Sedge, who I've known for around 30 years. In fact, I taught him everything he knows, didn't I, Sedge? He dropped off some cassette tapes for me yesterday of some tunes that he recorded a long time ago. And they're on cassette tape, so I'm going to turn them into WAV files, upload them to Google Drive, and then Sedge can go and get them and chop them up and do what he wants to do with them. And we all know that there are thousands of tutorials on YouTube about how to use Audacity, but I'm making this one especially for Sedge so I can show him specifically what he needs to do without looking at 300 tutorials. If you haven't got Audacity, the link is down below. Only get it from audacity.org, don't get it from anywhere else. We've got a file here on the desktop. Your files may be in another folder, so we're going to go and import audio. And here's our favourite piece of Rob Payton music. So we've got 4 tracks here. You'll have slightly more because I'm doing a C90, so that's going to be 2 45-minute tracks. So you're probably looking at about 500 megabytes per side, something like that, 450 depending on the tape. And I know that you specifically want to cut the tracks out, save them as WAV and save them as MP3 for your phone. Just before we do that, just over here on the right hand side under these meters, these are our zoom tools, we'll be using those. And over here under the effect and analyze menu are our toolbox, and we'll be using a couple of those tools too. Depending on how you've got your screen set up, you can click and drag and make the track bigger and smaller as you wish, and each track comes with a balance control and a volume control. So to cut tracks up, we're going to use the I tool, which is what it defaults to, and we're literally going to click and drag to select our track. Up here on the right hand side, we're going to choose the fit to selection. You could use Control E as the keyboard shortcut, and that will zoom into our selection. And as I move the mouse right to the left of the window, you'll see this little hand appear, and I can click and drag and come into the start of the track. And also on the other end, on the right hand side, I can do the same thing. And then we can play that selection. And if you're happy with where you've got your start and end points, the next thing I like to do is normalize my tracks, and that's going to peak the volume at a point where it's going to go loud without clipping, and I'm going to accept it at that and click OK. So the next thing to do then is simply to export that track, and we're going to go File and Export. And we're not going to choose MP3, WAV or OGG or Export Audio because that's going to export the entire track. So to save this audio, we're going to save this selection, we're going to go Export and choose Export Selected Audio. And I've got this here set to MP3. Here you're going to choose Save As Type MP3. And then choose a constant bit rate, and 320 kilobits per second is going to give you the best quality. So once you've got that set, you're going to give it a title, and we'll save that. And that's going to save that selected audio as an MP3 file. If you wanted to save that track as a WAV file, then we'll go back to Export Selected Audio, and this time we'll select WAV. So now we can see here on the desktop we've got track 1 as an MP3 and track 1 as a WAV file. We'll then use the zoom tools to zoom right out and go and choose our next track. And we'll zoom back in and we'll have a listen to that. So we'll just drag into there, and we'll do the same at the end. One thing you might find handy, if we look at this toolbox under the Analyze menu here, this middle tool called the Envelope tool. We'll click on that, and I'll just show something we can do with that. And as I click the Envelope tool, you'll see this blue line appears along the length of the file. And if I click, it's going to put a little white dot there, and if I click again, it's going to put another white dot there. I can then click and drag, and that's a volume curve. So as we fade that out, we can zoom in on that a bit further. We can zoom in on that and pull that in a little bit closer, just so we lose the noise on the end of the tape. Let's have a listen to that. And there's a nice fade out. Selected audio as either an MP3 or a WAV file. MP3, constant, 320 kilobits per second. Job done. Hope that helps you. If you need any other help, then just let me know. I'll get your cassettes done very soon, and then you'll be able to chop them up and do with them as you wish. Thanks for watching. See you next time.